Hello and welcome to Tonight with R2. I got a new microphone and it has a little effect down there, so I wanted to try that out. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I've got a wonderful friend of the channel joining us. If you've been a subscriber for a long time, you'll recognize this guy, near dear friend of mine, and that is Tom, the Rogue Attraction. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. I've been cooking for the past 2 days to make my Thanksgiving day a little bit less stressful. So did my turkey 2 days ago, did my gravy, I didn't waste anything. So we had to make some stock from this turkey carcass. And then I made pumpkin soup, and I've got rutabaga. If you don't know what that is, it's like a turnip. And so I didn't want to really work too hard on Thanksgiving and stuff. So I made everything ahead of time because everyone knows it's better the second day anyway. Like it's better as leftovers.
Oh yeah. There's, Thanksgiving dinner is phenomenal, but when you make the Thanksgiving sandwich the next day, that's killer. You can't beat that. So I totally agree. I was gonna say, who you have family in town coming to visit?
So we have some of my family from up north of me in Palm Coast. They're going to be coming down. They're going to be here for an hour or two only, just because they have to head down to visit other families south of us. So it's sort of like they're progressive eating along the way down and stopping and hitting all of the different aged group of family.
Sure.
And then doubling back towards the end of the day. But so we're like the antipasto brunch time frame that they're coming here. So that's why I made the soup and some of that stuff, because I know they're going to have more food going forward. So It was sort of just plus, hey, I'll give this way. My turkey, I think, was only about maybe $1 a pound. So I was like, hey, things are cheaper than last year. I'll give them that.
It's not bad. When we talked the other day, you were telling me you were brining your turkey in preparation for tomorrow. So I'm a little jealous there. I live in Arkansas. I used to live in California with family, and growing up, just it was something. Everybody got together. My brother's family, my sister's family. I was still single, but still just enjoyed it with all the little kids running around. And then getting in my wife's extended family, and we would always go down to see her family then for Thanksgiving, just because they were about, I almost want to say it was like a 2-hour drive south of us, and that was always phenomenal too, because we got all sorts of food. Not only we got the typical Thanksgiving food, but then there was a lot of traditional Filipino food, which was really good. So I miss that we don't have that, and it's just tomorrow, other than my nephews coming by to hang out. So we went pretty small for what we went for dinner. But hey, still gonna be a good time. Well, before we get into the show, real quick, let's say hi to the chat. And we've got. Why is it not? Hang on a sec. I'm trying something different here. I threw that here. I can't click. I'm trying to click on the screen like an idiot.
Hey,
Um,
take your time.
sorry. Well, there's my lovely hello Tom and chat, and then your buddy. I appreciate that. And if you're not joining us in the chat, again, he's been on here so much, but I'll let you introduce yourself to a little bit of who you are, what do you do, um, on YouTube and social media.
Okay, so I'm Tom. This is Zort. Zort is my emotional support monkey lizard. I rescued him from a Wookiee on a planet called Batu. I do theme park content and in general Florida travel, food, things like that. Sometimes throw in some stuff once I bought my Jeep to try and help write off some of that $70,000 I had to pay for it. In terms of what I do some movie reviews every once in a while if something crosses my fancy. Not really where I am focusing on right now. I used to have a more broader concept for my channel, but YouTube is a fickle mistress and they like to keep you in a certain lane. But if I want to make something, I'll make it. And if I want to
Sure.
share, I'll share a thought. Besides that, I just try to help people or show people stuff in Florida. And the more stuff I can find outside of Disney, I will share it more. I like finding some of these off the beaten path food options and stuff like that. And most of the time, you're going to be saving a good couple of dollars and better food. Oh, there's the chat go
Yeah.
away. I didn't do it.
Well, no, I did. I took it off as we get into stuff. Yeah, we've known each other at least 4 years. I want to say.
I think when I moved down here, about just about that.
Yeah, I don't know how I found your channel. I mean, I like watching theme park stuff, and you popped up, and I think I might have even found you when I got onto X when it was still Twitter, and you had between like 100 and 150 subscribers. I can't remember exactly, but I mean, your channel was pretty fresh. I haven't started my channel yet, and you have now how many subs?
3,852. I lost 4 because I did a video on gingerbread instead of Star Wars,
Oh,
which again shows you how fickle. I'm gonna say this, and this is just random YouTube thing. Since YouTube itself is hiding subscribers, like when you watch a video, make connections. Don't think the number that's what I'm going to be focusing on more, is not really thinking about number of subscribers, but more making connections and being a service to someone out there, being of use, if that makes sense.
sure.
Or just being a friend.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think I messaged you because again, I liked your videos that we were doing and just talking about Disney, and we kind of just continued to chat, and then finally, I think when we kind of really broke the wall of where we really became friends, I was like, hey, I want to send something to you, and I think it
Yeah.
was like a shirt or something we sent you.
I think you sent some hot sauce too one time.
Yeah,
I think.
I did. We sent some. It was Boone sauce, some
Yeah.
Asian chili sauce too. And kind of then after that, then it was like we swapped phone numbers, and you and I talk on the regular, and it's funny how you meet people, and I'm so glad that I met you because you have been a terrific friend these past 4 years. So.
Likewise, you have been a steady stalwart. Is that the right word? Friend. Like you've just been a good rock of a friend, like consistent.
Well, I appreciate that, and appreciate you being here tonight. So we'll get into it, and see.
Thank you for picking a very nice picture. I don't look fat there. I appreciate that. I look a little bit more just big.
I told you I was going to pick a good picture. I was going to pick a good one that represented you. I mean, it was tough to kind of get you and have necessarily like something theme park because I don't put that big of a picture of the person, but at least you can see Spaceship Earth there. You're at Epcot,
yes.
So and got Zort there. But yeah, I liked that picture of you. So I won't ever steer a guest wrong. So we're gonna get into it with 10 rapid questions. Are you ready?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Favorite color?
Orange.
All
As in
right.
my room lighting right now, my hat I have on, orange.
You do have a lot of orange going on. That doesn't surprise me. Favorite food?
I'm gonna have to say simple, chicken wings, but it has to be, and like the hot honey barbecue chicken wings, or like a really good spicy garlic. Like chicken wings are my comfort food. I could eat those the entire rest of my life and never get sick.
Hmm. Interesting.
And
I'm trying. I'm like, I actually don't think I've seen you eat a lot of chicken wings on your
that's
channel.
because I eat them in a way that would be very memeable. So I don't want to eat chicken wings on stream.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Like I just pop the whole thing in my mouth and pull out the bone. I don't need that to show up on X later on.
Okay. There is. I mean, it is like how people. There is a joke because it is like partially eaten. It's like white people, and there's like Asian people or black people's necks, but then like the last one is Haitian and bitten into the bone.
I've done that by accident sometimes. It's like you get aggressive.
Yeah.
Get some aggressive with some wings.
I haven't seen it in a while, but it always cracks me up when I see that one. Okay. Next one. Favorite drink?
Green tea.
Green tea. Okay.
Green tea. Specifically matcha. Like matcha green tea. A good matcha powder. No sugar needed, no cream. Just I don't know. I ever started going to like a sushi place that opened up when I was in New York when I was in middle school, and I kind of got turned on to it. And it was like the first sushi place that opened up in my area, and it sort of like I just started drinking that type of green tea, like forever, which made me upset when I figured out how much sugar was in the Starbucks one because I thought it was just the matcha. I'm like, wait, how many calories is this?
You're like,
luckily,
it's so healthy.
Luckily, now Starbucks took the sugar out. So now it is just a pure matcha powder. Okay. So just letting everyone know, they did take out the sugar.
Tom, bougie. You're always bougie, Tom. First thing you'd buy if you had $1 million.
That's a kind of hard one because I have a lot. All right. One thing I've been wanting was a boat.
Okay.
And the one I want isn't even that expensive. It's around 20,000. It's a Sea-Doo pontoon boat. It's a jet pontoon boat.
Okay.
I really like the concept of that because I won't have to worry about manatees or dolphins. There's no propellers. It's a little bit more safer for the water. Besides that, I'm not in there yet. I don't know if they'll let me in, but I would maybe buy my way into Club 33 and get a membership there and get that like posh view of things and I don't know. You get some nice perks with that, some like VIP tours and stuff.
Is there a Club 33 in Disney World?
There's 4.
Wow. Okay.
There's one in each park, and your purchase goes into all 4 of the ones. It's a little bit more expensive than Disneyland's, but you do get 4 ones, and you do get the 10 annual passes that come along with that for your family. So in some ways, the annual dues isn't that bad. It's the initial buy-in because it's about $10,000 a year for the annual dues. But if you think about the top tier Incredipass, that's $1,000 or $1,500 anyway. So if you have 10 people in your family and you are someone like the way I would see it, if my dad and his brothers were down in Florida, they would have bought into a Club 33 instead of doing DVC. It's the same original first buy-in.
Sure. Spendy club, but pretty cool stuff. Jeff.
Yes,
says.
it is. If it's not as historic as Club 33 in Disneyland, because obviously Club 33 in Disneyland was Walt's private club, right? Yeah. It was a club for his VIPs and stuff. It's not as historic as that, but
sure,
it would be something.
I was just gonna say, if you know Disney parks at all, like everybody knows Club 33, so that's why I was like, is there actually one over in Disney?
So the Magic Kingdom one's the easiest one to spot. It's right in the beginning of Adventureland, right when you walk in to the
Mhm.
right. Hollywood Studios is also easy. It's in the Brown Derby in the back of it. They took part of the back of
Kind
the
of like a
building. Back,
speakeasy they did there.
yeah. So you
Okay.
go up an elevator there. Epcot's is the one I'm not too sure where it's at, and Animal Kingdoms is over by Tiffin's, I believe, like
Okay.
a back area there.
Well, very
But
cool. Very cool.
yeah,
All right.
there's my spending.
There. Yeah. Well, that's pretty good. You're like, I'll get a little boat and I'll join a club.
Yeah,
All right. South Korea or Sweden?
South Korea has got really good internet. Sweden's got tall blondes. Sweden,
Okay.
like I can live with standard internet. The tall blondes kind of.
See, I really quick. I show these off to my wife and nephew, and they're like South Korea or Sweden, and I'm like, this will be perfect for Tom. I know my buddy.
Did I
And you
get wrong?
and you did not you didn't disappoint for what I was expecting. Your decision on how you were going to pick this. So perfect. Uh, 6. Disneyland or Tokyo Disneyland?
Tokyo Disneyland, without a doubt. Tokyo Disneyland is the best Disney park on the planet right now, with Disney Sea and Tokyo Disneyland, and it's just simply because of customer service and the cast members.
Oh yeah.
Nothing against American cast members, but Tokyo Disneyland, they're bringing the in general Japanese work ethic and adding that into the 90s versions of traditions and training, because they're set in a time capsule. It's like going to Disney in 1995.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is. The Pirates of the Caribbean is still the original. Splash Mountain's still the original. Like you have a lot of stuff that's time capsuled there.
They kind of get Walt's vision too. I mean, that's kind of what everybody says is like they really feel like Walt would have approved of the Tokyo parks. He would have really loved them and what they've done. But I know you haven't been to Disneyland before, so I didn't know if you were like to be able to set foot in the park that Walt has built. For somebody like you, that could also be very significant too. So
I think about it, and Disneyland, I will visit you once you are a little bit less crazy in general around the rest of it.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, look at that. Alaska Jeff says he wants to see Tokyo Disney again. Wow, he's been there. That's awesome. I see the sadness in Tom. Like, oh,
it's just
well. You just gotta keep going here. So Jeff Bridges or Kurt Russell?
Interesting. Both related to Disney in some way.
Well, and both have kind of somewhat similar careers. Just if you they kind of.
I kind of agree. I think in my Kurt Russell, I love Jeff Bridges. I love him in Tron. I love Jeff Bridges in general. He's a good wide range actor. But Kurt Russell, you got Big Trouble in Little China. You have a lot of different things. You have Stargate.
Sure.
Like I mean, you just have a lot of.
It's not an easy choice. I feel like.
I would do Kurt Russell. Plus, I love the computer wore tennis shoes back in the I think like the 80s. I think it was in
70s.
70s. But they're both Disney people. It's kind of odd.
Yeah, and MCU people.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the next one. Oh, why did that go backwards? There you go. Betty White or Amy Schumer?
Betty White. You see Betty White back in the day, like back with before Golden Girls. Betty White was a looker.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say.
Well,
plus, she's a better human being.
This was just I was like, what's the opposite of Betty White? So.
Well, I mean, at least you took an Amy Schumer picture before the Ozempic.
Yeah. The What If Machine or Point of View gun?
Interesting. Point of View gun.
Wow.
I think that would be more useful.
I kind of thought you were going to be a What If Machine kind of guy, but no problem on your picks here. This was another one I showed it off to. to
Okay,
Mrs. R2 and my nephew, and they're like, "What the hell is the point of view gun?" Like Tom will know. And then last year, this one I think will be an interesting one to switch pick. Keep change or delete their career. Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, or Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci's too important. My cousin Vinny. So Joe Pesci is being kept
Okay.
as is. I love it. I like his career. He has a very cool path. It's not as Al Pacino. I'm gonna delete because most of his movies later on were like just screaming, like a lot of screaming. Wow. I mean, I love his "Son of a Woman" speech, like monologue speech at the end. Don't get me wrong,
Okay.
he did a good speech, but I think De Niro, I would change his not his career, but his politics. Can that be
But
okay?
no, it's all about their career.
All right.
So remember,
I would
it the way that it was, change it for the better, and then you have to delete one altogether.
Then I would change De Niro's because I feel like towards the end of his career he could have gotten a little bit more gravitas roles, and he did a lot of comedies. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind like Meet the Fockers.
Well, Meet the
But
Parents in particular.
Yeah,
Probably his biggest comedy, but yeah, no, I get what you mean. He's a lot of comedy.
So I would say De Niro would be the one I would change. And sorry, Pacino.
Wow.
Bye.
Wow. I mean, it's one of those things where there's no right or wrong here, so it's interesting just to hear your rhyme and reason. So no problem. I love it. Yeah, well, there you go. That's what Tom would do. Definitely, I should throw it in there. People in the comments, I think, on this one should always throw their opinion in the comments section. I'd love to hear other people's pick when I throw these out here. So with that, we are going to end our rapid questions, and we're going to get into it.
Okay.
And these are in the order of how you gave them to me. So we'll just go through the list. If you remember how you gave them to me, no problem. But that's just how I place these. And we'll go with your first pick with movies, and it was the Blues Brothers.
Yes. So if you don't know what the Blues Brothers are, you've had a odd existence. But the Blues Brothers
you may not be as old as us, or older too.
Yeah. The Blues Brothers is what I would consider like an adventure comedy musical. Like, that's kind of how I feel it. You have two brothers, Jake and Elwood Blues. The movie begins with
really quick too. It's the original SNL film.
Yes, it is the first SNL film. Yes, it's very. Yeah. It was a skit, and they did actually tour around a little bit too, doing the band. They did get real blues musicians for the band. These were not actors; they were real performers. And the simple, short thing, it's a mission to save a church. They are on a mission to save a church. Oh man, it's Alaska, Jeff. You got.
Well, at least if you've, I guess, are aware of it. Even if you haven't seen the movie, you've kind of.
I mean, I'm assuming everyone's heard the phrase like
or older. You have to kind of be, I would say, at least aware of the Blues Brothers skit from SNL, Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
At least I've seen it once.
They're on a mission to save a church, and Jake is recently released from prison. And thing that's cut from some version on TV is the fact that they have a magic car.
Which one is Jake, and the Elwood's the other one?
Jake is Belushi, and Elwood is Dan Aykroyd.
Okay.
So I think Jake is Belushi because I think it was honoring his brother James or cousin. I can't remember if it's cousin or brother. James Belushi.
John Belushi, and then his younger brother James Belushi.
Yeah. Okay. So I think they went with the name that would be similar to John's like name.
Mm-hmm.
But so you have the brother Elwood picking him up in a police car. He asks where the Bluesmobile is. You don't know what the Bluesmobile is. You've never seen it before. So it's sort of like, but it's a lot of music, a lot of driving, crazy car stunts. I think it's like They destroyed like hundreds of cars. It's it's funny. It's a little raunchy at times, but I don't think it's as raunchy as some of the '90s comedies, to be honest, or like the 2000s, like American Pie stuff. So like in terms of that type of stuff, great music, great action, uh, just fun. It's a fun movie and probably a perfect film in my opinion. All right, so there's the reasoning. Besides, it's also brothers, and I had a brother, my dad with a bunch of brothers, and oddly enough, John Belushi looks a lot like my dad. So it's sort of like watching my
Okay.
dad on TV, on TV and on the movies.
Gotcha. I haven't seen this in a long time, but yeah, I've seen it. The only thing I might say is, this is something that I kind of feel like clearly you grew up watching this, and I think if you did it, you might find it a little dated, but it is certainly worth a watch. It's not a bad film. And two, yeah, like you said, kind of it was a raunchy comedy for its time, but not really today. Would I call it that per se? And there's quite a few well-known people that have bit parts in it too, like John Candy's in it. I'm having a tough time trying to think of some
Carrie
others.
Fisher.
Carrie Fisher had a part in it. She was actually engaged to Belushi at the time. And then too, there's a lot of famous musicians that pop up. So you've got Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin. I'm trying to think of a few other people that pop up in this film as well.
The Ray Charles is in it, and then also, oh god, the church scene. I'm thinking of Living in America from Rocky right now, but the singer, it's not.
There's a James Brown.
James Brown is in the church scene, like he's singing that. My mind was going to Living in America because it's like,
and it's also set in Chicago too. It's a very popular film with people from Chicago as well. But
yes, it is.
Yeah,
and they do, and if you are curious and you go to Universal, they do a Blues Brothers show.
Yeah,
they have continuing. They still have it. They sing some songs.
And there's House of the Blues that Dan Aykroyd did. That's another popular like restaurant and like club to see music at, right?
Concert venue, yeah,
concert venue. So yeah, a lot has stemmed from this. Essentially, that was a skit on early Saturday Night Live. Yeah. Anything else you want to add to this?
Just if you haven't seen it, consider giving it a watch, or at least look up some clips on YouTube.
I'm shocked you haven't said the most famous line from this.
I'll have 4 whole fried chickens and a Pepsi.
No.
I'm on a mission from God.
No. They talk about something about having like cigarettes in the car and they're wearing.
It's that line. It's dark. We're wearing we have like 1,600 miles to drive, half a taking class, 3 cigarettes. It's dark and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it, like pretty much something like that.
Yeah.
That movie, like I said, it was a family film. My dad loved it. It was one of the movies my parents were when they were first dating, saw together. So it's sort of like it may not be everyone's cup of tea. It might be a little bit outdated in some ways, but there is some great music if you're into music, and I would say that would be the thing. Like if you want to learn an appreciation for blues and jazz, this is a good choice.
It's so weird to think that this movie's 45 years old.
I mean, think about how Dan Aykroyd looks right now.
I know. I'm just saying it's crazy how old this film is, but no, great pick. I love it. But go to your next one. How long have you been doing crack? Is what I want to know.
This is not the Ghostbusters I picked.
I know. You just said Ghostbusters. I'm like 2016 Ghostbusters.
That's not a real movie. That movie never happened.
Yes, I just having fun with you there. Here we go. Another Dan Aykroyd film.
Yes. Yes. This is like in my view, like the most pro. Like it's a weirdly odd pro America dream movie because you have a bunch of guys, blue collar kinda, like they were scientists, but let's really think about it. The only one that was really a scientist was Egon. Like we never saw what Ray was doing. He was more just studying weird occult stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And um, Venkman was in it for the girls. Like he was doing
Well,
pseudoscience
but you could
and
still tell though Venkman knew about psychology.
yeah.
And
It was this was the time period of this is like it was an action movie, it was a comedy, it was a little bit of horror. Um, there was something about like the Bill Murray, Ivan Reitman because like this group, it hasn't been replicated in this way. Like you
sure.
don't have people that are not traditionally attractive, right? Like it's not like Bill Murray's in it. Like none of these people are what you consider traditionally attractive people, but they were stars,
Yeah.
right? And every kid wanted to have a proton pack. Like I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know who didn't. No, and that was the thing. They're janitors pretty much. Like they are electricians. They're not like
Oh yeah.
superheroes in the normal
I mean,
sense.
they're
Like
in jumpsuits there. I mean, they're
yeah,
um, I,
and they made a station wagon look cool. Right? You're in the Ecto One. They made a
well,
station wagon look cool.
was it supposed to be a hearse or was it supposed to be an old ambulance? I can't
An
remember
old
which.
ambulance, but it still looked like a station wagon, right?
Sure, sure,
Like they
sure.
made a state they did like the A-Team, right? They took a car that most people wouldn't find cool and they made it cool.
Oh yeah.
Um and it was just such like same with the Blues Brothers, it's like a light in the bottle, you can't get it to happen again type of deal. It's not like no one expected it to be this big, right? And you have another not really an SNL movie, but this is a movie based around the same people. Ivan Reitman's working on it and
Well,
stuff like that.
it wasn't an SNL movie in terms of a skit, but it was born through SNL because it was Dan Aykroyd wrote it, and he actually intended Belushi to play the character that Bill Murray ended up taking over. I mean, it was a very different story. It was far more. Um, it was not going to be doable at the time for how they could do special effects. Like they were like time travelers, and had like wands. I want to say like an actual like magical wand is how they stop the ghost, like interdimensionally.
And it kind of worked out better this way, I think.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, the more practical. I mean, I think so too. And
but and again, music is important in this, man. That Ghostbuster theme song, like and toys. This Blues Brothers didn't have toys, but man, I had the Ecto One.
um,
I had
the second movie actually kind of spawned the toys. That kind of really did it with the first film. But the second movie, the cartoon, really spawned all the toys, and I remember having those as a kid. So
the always blue. It's like the bright like Batman underwear blue for the proton packs and stuff.
it was like a dark blue. It wasn't bright. I remember it was more of like a navy blue. But
Maybe that's just
it wasn't.
the
It wasn't.
weathering from the sun I'm thinking about.
Yeah, yeah, but it wasn't. It wasn't black. But I remember that, and we did kind of skip over here. I mean, if you haven't seen this movie, Ghostbusters is three
Go-
scientists that have found a way to trap ghosts. They believe in ghosts. They figured out how that they can actually catch a ghost and trap it. And meanwhile, they've discovered how to do this at the same time as a large amount of ghosts appear in New York City, and it's all culminating to a giant event. Um,
and
unless they were, if unless them, they weren't there, it would be the end of the world essentially.
cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria.
Exactly, exactly. And I always wonder what this film would have been like. I mean, I love it. I agree, it's one of my favorites, but if Eddie Murphy had done it, because he was intended to be the Winston character.
Could you see Eddie Murphy playing lower though? Because I feel like
Well,
Winston's the straight man.
so
Like,
when they intended to have Eddie Murphy, he actually showed up earlier in the film, and he had a lot more lines, and he did a lot more. When Eddie Murphy turned down the role, they cut it down significantly. They actually gave a lot of what Eddie Murphy kind of had to Bill Murray's character.
I kind of see, like, Winston to me seems like he's supposed to be us. Like,
Well, that's
Winston
what
is the surrogate.
that's what Winston was, but Winston had a much bigger role where they hired him far earlier on than they did, and he had a lot more going on, and they weren't going to have Eddie Murphy in it. They chopped it down, which is a shame because I know
I
you
just
met him.
couldn't see Eddie Murphy with Sigourney Weaver. Like, I just couldn't see that coupling going together.
Well, no, they wouldn't have been a couple, but he just there was a lot more that occurred that they kind of gave to Bill Murray, and a lot more. They gave essentially they took all the jokes away from Winston. I cannot think of the gentleman who played Winston, and I know you met him at Comic-Con and got a picture with him.
Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson. Ernie Hudson is phenomenal. I mean, I feel bad that he didn't get more screen time in the original film.
At least in the second one, they did give him much more of.
They did. He with marketing, they cut him out of some stuff, which I always felt bad about because the original poster is so iconic with three of them, but at the same time, I always feel bad that Winston's not there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's the one thing I did like about Afterlife and Frozen Empire, kind of, is that you do see Ernie, like Winston's character, being the one that's like, yeah, I kept all this going.
Yeah.
Like, I was the businessman that kept everything going. I still don't know what's going on with those sequels, if they were coming, like the versions with Winston's adult Ghostbusters, like whatever spinoff that was supposed to be. But
yeah, I don't know. But
another movie that should be in your watch history, or
oh yeah, Ghostbusters is phenomenal. The second one it's okay, but
it's a New Year's Eve movie. It's a good holiday movie.
I did though really love Afterlife, which I kind of felt was a good love letter to say goodbye to the original Ghostbusters. I almost feel like they didn't need to show up in Frozen Empire.
Afterlife was better than Frozen Empire to me. I think Frozen Empire felt more. My suspension of disbelief for Frozen Empire could not handle some of the things happening.
Yeah, there was Frozen Empire was definitely the Ghostbusters 2 of the rebooted Ghostbusters. It was very far-fetched, I felt like. But still, this is such a fun movie. Scared the heck out of me as a kid. Those terror dogs. Oh my god.
The first Librarian, that one got me. Like, that got me good when I was a kid.
And
my dad's like, that's what happens if you get loud in the library. They turn into ghosts. I'm like, oh god.
This is something too where I go, if you have an opportunity to watch it in a movie theater, this was a great movie to watch in a theater.
Very true.
It's I forget what anniversary I saw. I think it was maybe the 20th anniversary. I got to see, and it was pretty good. Maybe it was 30th. I can't think. It was at least between 20th and 30th. We was in 25th, but they did a re-release. I got to watch it, and it was good in the theater. But great to have here, Tom.
This next one's gonna be like the only old movie, I guess.
Now I forget what your next one is. So we'll
Man of Steel.
Oh, that's right, Man of Steel.
Which,
well, if you haven't seen this, I'll let you share with the folks what this one is about.
So this is I would say a more grounded or realistic telling of Superman's arrival, Kal-El's, in terms of how the world sees him, in terms of how I would say it's a little bit more earnest in the character, especially in his thoughts and the people around him. Uh, I love the depiction of Krypton in here with Jor-El. I love this is like basically him finding out who he is for the first time. There is a decision in this movie that some people don't like. I'm for it. I'm not one that's really against the decision. But in
Well,
terms of
that's
some of the
why I think you can share a spoiler here. I mean,
yeah,
enough
okay.
time. So if you don't like spoilers, skip over this.
It's been movie's been out for a while.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like the way that his father, his Earth father, Jonathan Kent, dies
Hmm.
in this through a tornado, and Clark could have saved him. I personally find that as I love my father. I'm going to trust what my father thinks, and he does not want me to do anything right now, and I'm going to listen and obey my father. Just after having an argument about this very thing. So to me, it shows the bond that they had, and that his belief in his father, as much as it hurt him to not do that, was also showing how much he loved and respected Jonathan. I understand people love the first version of this that you see in the original Superman movie from the 70s,
Hmm.
that it's nature, that's something he can't change. I understand that. But then later on, the movie flies around, reverses time, and changes something. So it sort of takes that whole.
Well, but still, his dad's health, gets the better of him. So that's still a tougher one to change. I feel like you would have to go back way back in time.
Yeah. I just think that a lot of people hark on that very negatively. And I think it's
Hmm.
actually uh, a moment that shows um, Clark's thinking, right? That he loves his father. He would have done anything, but he also respects his father. And I, it's a choice, and I understand why people don't like it. I just think Henry Cavill has been our best embodiment of Superman since Christopher Reeves, with
Hmm.
Tom Welling coming in like a close second. And I think the only reason I say Tom Welling is we spent Tom Welling was 10 years of him being Clark. But Henry Cavill is just a good Superman. He's a good Clark and a good Superman. He just didn't have enough time to be Superman. Like we
Sure.
got to see him be Superman for a little bit. Like I really wish, I hope we
I,
get a continuation of the Snyder stuff just to see his
well,
actual
I
self.
I think the flaw is he's a phenomenal Superman and Clark Kent. I think uh, Zack Snyder is one of those people. He's great. He knows how to set up a shot, and his visuals are great. I just don't think he's the greatest at storytelling. Um, and I think the other thing that hurts this movie, and with Zack Snyder's movies too, the what he did with the Justice League and everything, they're just too dark. There was somebody actually, I forget, I think it was Vimo. Somebody had made an edit of this, and it was their
They
fault,
color graded it differently,
where they
right?
they
Like
brightened him, they brightened the movie itself, and made his suit more vibrant, the blue and red, and it did change a lot of the feeling of it. And I think that was kind of, I get somebody trying to do something different. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm just saying, I think the fact that it's such a dark film, his colors are so muted. Um, Even during the daytime, I think that was one of the things that just made a big difference of it. And somebody actually didn't edit. This is a slightly different film, but they actually edited this into um, Batman v Superman together. They called it Man of Tomorrow.
yeah,
And it was the same thing. It was only up for like 2 weeks, but it was like such a cool edit that somebody did. It actually worked really, really well at the way that they chopped it up. Um, and again, I think that goes back to, you know, great, great actor for the character, but I think the storytelling is not the the best. I think it could have been better. I think that was why we didn't get, it didn't last as long as we hoped that it would.
Oh yeah, I mean, I I think the idea originally was by the third movie his suit was supposed to be lighter because his suit reflects how he feels about himself in this version.
Gotcha.
At least there was something that they said about that in an interview, and I think like if he's unsure of himself, showing the suit being one way, and by the end of his trilogy for Superman, showing him in a bright 5-inch suit, being sure of himself, because that's actually something they did in Smallville, and that was the concept in there. And there's actually a couple of Smallville actors in this movie. A few different character actors show up and different parts that played in episodes of Smallville, which I thought was kind of cool. Even Amy Adams herself was in like the third episode of the first season
Oh, really?
as
Okay.
one of the. So like there were about 7 or 8 Smallville actors inside of this movie, which was like kind of a little neat Easter egg. But that was something they talked about during that show, which I think he was probably aping a little bit of, is like the more sure of himself and the more positive he felt about his powers, the brighter he seemed, like the brighter the costume seemed. So I think there was something he was kind of aping a little bit. But
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, Amy Adams fought for a while to get into a Superman role. I think she tried for the Superman Returns too, tried
Mm-hmm.
to be Lois in that.
Yeah, she wasn't a bad Lois Lane either. I think she was pretty good. But yeah, I think it's a good movie too. But it definitely though, and it's got some flaws to it. But I think if you're a fan of any comic books, it's a fun watch. I mean, I'm shocked if you haven't seen it at this point, at this day and age. But
Very true.
it's one of those where everybody kind of leans a different way with it. But still, this was a surprising. It was and it wasn't. I know you're a big Superman fan, but I certainly wasn't expecting this in your pick. So I do again.
Were you expecting a Star Wars movie? Were you expecting a Star Wars movie, kind of?
No. I'm actually, and I'm surprised nobody has gone there yet with picking Star Wars. I kind of keep waiting for somebody to do it, but nobody ever does. Nobody ever picks one of the Star Wars movies or one of the trilogies. So I kind of wasn't, entirely sure what you were going to pick, but like I said, it was a little bit of a surprise, but it wasn't, knowing, you're a fan of the character. So again, I like hearing everybody's opinion and seeing what they have. So again, I call it a good pick. Well, with that, let's get to your favorite shows.
All right.
And we'll go with your first one here.
Good combo there.
Yeah. It's not too big of a surprise there. The lead-in. Well, the shows was around for quite a bit. My wife has watched all of them. She likes it a lot. But if you haven't seen Smallville, what is Smallville about?
So Smallville is basically filling in the story of Clark Kent. It is this show came with me through high school and college, right? So I got to watch this school, and it was nice watching him being high school, me being in high school, then me being in college, and him being in college. Like seeing this type, having the character kind of grow. But you get basically a creature of the week type of vibe to the show. You have a new villain each week. It's got a little bit of romance, teen angst, drama stuff going on there. You have John Schneider as Jonathan Kent from Dukes of Hazzard. You have Annette O'Toole as Martha Kent. Kristen Cruick's Lana Lang. You have Allison Mack as Chloe Sullivan, which is a newly created character for the show. You have I can't remember who plays Pete. But
I was gonna say, I always thought Helen Slater played his mom. I thought the original Supergirl did.
No, she plays his biological mother.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So she plays his biological mother in about season 7, where you get to see her.
See, told you she was a fan.
This is it's definitely like a guilty pleasure sometimes, but in terms of if you look at how shows are now, um I take this over any of the Marvel shows they gave us, or later years of the Arrowverse. Um, it's also cool that Tom Welling directed a lot of these episodes towards the end. Bomb is like the perfect Lex Luthor. He was definitely the perfect Lex Luthor for, and having this story of them being friends, which I think they copied in a comic, Superman American Alien. I think they copied that idea of them being starting out as really good friends. Brings a better dynamic than just all of a sudden there's a businessman that doesn't like him. Having this like deep seated, almost like a Hatfields and McCoy type of start for it. And you do see some. They do have like their own Justice League moment towards like like episode 100. I think they have like a Justice League open in season 5 where you have the Flash, but it's not the Flash; he's Impulse, because they had to change names for people for the ones that DC would let them use. So they're like, okay, we can't have the Flash, so we'll do Impulse, who's like, a version of the Flash from a different in the comics, blah blah blah. But you have was it Jason Ackleson as
Jensen Ackles, isn't that his name?
Yeah, he plays like Lana's romance at one point. You have the guy from This Is Us playing Green Arrow. He was a good Green Arrow. You have Alan Richardson as Aquaman
Okay.
in it, which now people want him to play Batman. But it was just like a fun show to watch, and it was just something that I looked forward to. And like, were there filler episodes? Yeah, but there's filler episodes in any show that was 22 episodes long.
Sure.
Like I don't know any, but there were some really cool ones. If you're gonna watch it and take a look at it, the Absolute Justice ones, where you have Hawkman in it, you have Doctor Fate, you have Stargirl, and it's just sort of like this really comic booky, seeing the Justice Society of America and them together, and it's just like a really, really like nerdy 2 episodes. I do wish that we got a chance to see Tom Welling actually don the suit. He never actually wore it, but it's a good show to watch. 10 seasons is a good binge.
Yeah, I mean he did a cameo. I think I don't know if it was Arrowverse or if it was. Well, I think that is Arrowverse. Or
Lucifer. He was in Lucifer, playing Kane.
No.
And he did.
Tom Welling, he popped up in one of the more modern DC shows.
Oh yeah, he was in the Crisis on Infinite Earths episode of Supergirl or Arrow.
John Cryer, Lex Luthor, shows up and he tosses kryptonite at him, and somehow he's given up his powers.
He's wearing blue kryptonite, so it makes him Earth.
Okay, and so Lex Luthor's like, he doesn't get the fact that it's not affecting him.
He has kids,
but yeah, he gave up Superman to essentially be a dad. But like when they show him though, man, like he's kind of jacked. He kind of almost like his build almost makes me think of like Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yeah, he never really got out of shape.
No.
His movie career wasn't really much. I think he was in Draft Days and like a Cheaper by the Dozens.
But just seeing him like that, it's like, God, I'm like, he would have looked great as Superman as big as he got. So yeah, I agree. It's a shame to have not seen him truly play the character that he was playing.
Especially since you had a Superman movie that came out during his show with Superman Returns. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like, I get what they were saying. They didn't want to like muddle the water between, but they should have done a movie at the end, like the final thing. Give him a movie where he dons the suit in his first day as Superman.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But yeah, no. Again, knowing what I know, this was not a surprise you picking this as one of your shows. Man of Steel was a bigger surprise than this, but this I kind of expected. But
Oh, he also has the name Tom.
oh
And I
yeah,
appreciate
that's
that.
true. Tom, 2 Toms. Well, this next one is a first for us. Well, it's technically a second, and that this is the first double. Or somebody else has picked this one of their choices.
So if you don't know what Doctor Who is, and you have not watched the previous talking about Doctor Who from a previous interview, this is a show about a Gallifreyan, a Time Lord, who has a similar vibe, creature of the week. He has a companion, and he goes to different points in time and space and does good. It's a simple hero's journey. He steals a TARDIS and goes on his merry way. I got into the show in the rebirth of the show with Christopher Eccleston. And again, I have to thank Netflix for this because it was on something on. I'm like, oh, I've heard of this kind of before in passing, and I just started watching, and there's so much of it, and it was like, oh, this is cool. There's some great monologues. Oh, this is cool. Billy Piper's hot. All right, gonna keep. It was a very simple dynamic, and the show worked for a while with that dynamic. Cool doctor, hot companion. That's it. Like that's all you needed, and some cheesy sci-fi effects, which was fine. Like you just expected that. It's like watching old Star Trek. It's okay if it looks weird. Who cares about this show? Good one, Alaska Jeff. I I will say I stopped watching after Peter Capaldi. That was the end of it. I did not watch after him. Peter Capaldi is underrated. I think he was a really good doctor. He showed he's such a good actor, and his range that he could do. Matt Smith and like each of them had their own things. David Tennant. I've met David Tennant. I did not get to meet Matt Smith. I met David Tennant at a Comic-Con in the height of his reign as the Doctor. And it made you think. It was like old school Star Trek. It was Star Trek, but instead of it being spaceships, it's oh, we can show up here, and the Cybermen, the Daleks. It's just like weird villains. It was something I didn't grow up with it, but the Christmas specials were cool, and then I watched back on the ones from the '60s.
Well, I was gonna say, the Christopher Eccleston one was definitely the start of kind of the rebirth for people to get back into it, or for like the new generation, and it was good. And I've heard a lot of people are like, yeah, I stopped watching after Peter Capaldi, and even kind of said some of Peter Capaldi stuff towards the end. You kind of saw the cracks in the show to what it went to after him, and it is kind of a franchise at the moment it's kind of like a lot of franchises currently, where it's very much, it seems to be DOA.
Disney's not paying for it anymore. I don't think the BBC is paying for it anymore. I think it's kind of we're at the point where some of these franchises need to be going away for a little bit to like come back in 10 to 15 years, and maybe have people that are around our age that watched it, them get in there. When they don't care, like when the main media doesn't care about it anymore.
I was going to say, like, studios kind of seem to have done this thing where they stopped hiring people that were fans of these franchises, and people that really were passionate about it, and they were picking people to do other things with it, or revamp it, and kind of take away the focus of those main characters.
Yeah, they want to put their own spin on it instead of making a good story and putting their own spin of it. They want to put a piece of themselves in
Yeah.
it or something, and it's just um and it always seems to happen to sci-fi. Like it's always like sci-fi, fantasy, comic book stuff. It's not like other things. It's always stuff that's like in the nerd culture or something that leads more to the general culture in general. Because like you think about it, like Arnold movies lead a lot to culture, but it's not the same way as sometimes, especially since it's like geared for kids. Like this is technically a Saturday morning cartoon show. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
how it started out as. But yeah, it's another one. Also, the sonic screwdriver is a cool thing. Like that's one of those things I wish would be a real invention. It's just like, oh hey, I can do anything. Ooh, I need to open this door. This is like the weird thing of it doesn't work on wood or something like that. Like it's like they saw Green Lantern's ring and like we could do something like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
it watch the like ones from the early 2000s if you're gonna watch any and leave it at that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And then we got one more pick here, and that is Top Gear.
So Top Gear, if you don't know what this is, has been going on for a long time. You have Jeremy Clarkson, James May, and Richard Hammond, and of course the Stick. It is what started out as a car review show, which honestly I thought was very helpful at the time. I was watching these in repeat because or rerun because they were from like way early. But the fact that they did like consumer advice actually, and they had numbers to call, and they asked people, they showed like real world stuff about crash reports and stuff like that, or recalls even on some of the earlier episodes for people in Britain was actually like a cool thing. We don't have a similar thing of that where like someone's literally going through and like telling us, "Oh, hey, there's these new laws on these roads here. You better watch out for it," type of deal. And they literally went over like, "Oh, speed cameras are coming up. Oh, they changed the speed on the M1 or whatever." And this is like, okay, that's cool, but it's really about it really comes down to the fact that there wasn't much anything else like this on American TV,
Yeah.
where it's three really good friends that banter like anyone's business. They make fun of each other all the time. They're clever, they're quick-witted, and it's sort of like if I were to do this in America, it'd be like Tim Allen, Jay Leno, and Jerry Seinfeld. Like I would get those three together and do a Top Gear. Like if I was doing a Top Gear America, which they did try to do a Top Gear America
It actually, I looked it up,
twice.
but the most recent one that they did, I want to say like it was kind of like mid 2000s. It was on for 10 seasons. I was actually surprised it was down that
That was the one with Tanner Faust, I think, and
Rut,
Adam Rutledge
Rutledge
Wood,
Rutledge Wood, yeah.
and Adam Ferrara.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like that one. They copied a lot of the things they did over here.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible, but it didn't have the same charm that these two
No,
have.
it did.
That was
Yeah.
You said you kind of needed people that were just better chemistry. Not that they had terrible chemistry, but it wasn't the same.
I think it's also the fact that like you can tell how much they were friends, but you can also tell much how they hated each other too. Like there was definitely a like I personally I think the whole what happened where he got in trouble, got fired from the show because he like punched one of the producers because they came in to disturb him while he was eating his lunch, taking a break from a long day of shooting. And sometimes you have a bad day. Grand Tour came after, and that lasted for as long as it could. But Top Gear itself, there was the specials, like just the specials alone that they did with Botswana, the race to the North Pole, the like it's just they had so many different ones, and it's sort of like you get to see a place through the way I would be traveling, which is I wouldn't know too much about it, and I would be very out of place, and that's how they did things. Like it wasn't like they were going through, and you had perfect like example of the petrified tourist with Richard Hammond never eating any food he would only eat cereal. Like he would go to like Vietnam on when they were going around on motorbikes or mopeds in there, and like they're eating like you know everything. They're eating snake, blah blah blah. And Richard's there like, "Can I get some cornflakes, please?" Like it was, I don't know. Never got. I always got a little upset how they treated American cars. I'm just gonna say that. And there's like only one episode with a Jeep. And I'm not gonna say anything about that either. But I think it's something we're missing now. I think we're missing the satire. I think we're missing the um, fun. Like I don't know. There's not much fun on TV anymore. Like everything's got to be serious. Everything's got to be like a drama thing. It's got to be like a Stranger Things type of deal or Yellowstone, where it's everything's serious. This is just fun. Like there's nothing about it besides fun. What happened to fun? It's like the TV version of like an 80s action movie.
Yeah. I was going to say with Top Gear, I always liked the one where they had, I think they did 2 of them, but because I would say Jeremy Clarkson is a fan of it. The Reliant Robin, the 3-wheeled British car.
Oh, they tried to launch it at the space shuttle.
Yeah.
One episode, and then you cannot turn that thing. But then they also went to a Reliant Robin like group meetup one time. The other thing was like they were always
well, you can't turn it like faster than like 20 miles an hour,
yeah.
or you'll flip it.
I will say, like, to me, like Top Gear is like the brought on meme culture in a lot of ways. Because if you think about how much stuff come from Top Gear, and they embraced it, like unless you don't watch it, you won't get the inside jokes. Like every time up they bring up the Dacia, and like I don't think anyone here knows what a Dacia is. It's a weird car from like Hungary or something, but it was something that James May wanted to review. So every time they would bring up, hey, the Dacia Sandero's got new leaks, and it's just be like, no, like you'd have to be watching the whole show, whole series to understand that joke. Like you would just. I also learned about like 75,000 different cars I would never be able to drive. But
yeah, well, that's the other thing though here too. Like the fact that we can't have like the actual like Toyota Hilux over here, like sucks.
Oh yeah, the it's called like the hard body in some places. The Hilux. I feel like they know it would destroy F-150s and stuff like that because it's. I know they're trying to bring in that new one they're coming out with, which I hate the front of though.
But I
don't know if you've seen.
It's such a. I've seen it. Actually, I like it because it's such a basic truck.
I just think the front of it makes me think of like a Fisher Price car, just like the big circular lights. Like I don't know why, but I do agree. Like
they have on Jeeps.
A little different, but it's I fell into that. I don't know. I think that truck looks cool. I think it's better than the Slate or the the Scout looks interesting to me. I'm not gonna lie about that.
The Slate's neat, other than it's very limited.
Should be 4-door.
It's
doing
very
2-door only.
Yeah, but it's very limited in range. There's another one, this hideous one. I can't think of what it's called right now, but it's like it's got like way more. Yeah, the Tello. That one has got like way more power and range. But that is like utterly hideous. That's like one of like
that thing. That thing is like they tried to make a truck to the size of a Honda Civic.
Yeah, it's
and I'm gonna say this: if you're making a truck and you say, "Oh, you can fit a full seat of plywood," but you have to bend down the inside of the car, and you're gonna be driving with the car open to the elements because you have to bend down the thing to fit then it doesn't fit a full sheet of plywood.
No.
If you have to modify the truck, it does not fit it.
Yeah, and that's like not even charming in like it's like a weird looking vehicle. Like nope.
Yeah, it's not like a Volkswagen Rabbit.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a thing. Like it's not like it's like the pugs of cars.
Well, like or even like Scion XBs were like so unique looking, but like I had a Scion XB. I loved it, like because it was weird looking.
Same with like the Honda Element back in the day, like that, like boxy square suicide doors.
Yeah. So I hear. I mean, that was kind of the neat thing. I mean, I feel like here in the States, because we did get to let it see a lot of interesting stuff. At the same time, yeah, it was always frustrating because it's like, we'll never get to have anything cool like that.
This show was the reason why I bought my Ford Focus back in 2012. This show, I had a Jeep Grand Cherokee for about
I had a 2012 Ford
years.
Focus as well.
But this show, because they had the Ford Focus RS on there, which we never got over here in the States. They did an ST. I could not get the ST at the time; it wasn't available. No. So I did get the Focus, like titanium trim.
I had the one below the titanium.
This show was what made me go for that, because I'm seeing the hot hatchbacks, which nothing ever here showed off hot hatchbacks over here.
I was gonna say, it wasn't the show that made me want to get a Focus. It was when they showed it off on Fringe.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, that's awesome looking. And I actually got rid of my XB to get a Focus, and then years later regretted it. I'm like, I should have kept my XB. It was such a better car.
I part of my reason was it worked with Zunes.
Oh, okay.
I had a Zune. So I had a Zune, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is a Microsoft Sync, and it's got the ability to work with Zunes, like unlike anything else, because no other car actually worked with the Zune.
I gotcha.
It's like a dumb reason, but it's like going to a car now that doesn't have Android Auto. It's like, why would you?
I just loved XBs because they were, for as little as they were so big. They were massively big. On the inside.
That was an interesting time when Scion was an offshoot of Toyota, right? Like it was a sub brand, and it was basically after Fast and Furious, and they're like, we need to have like Fast and Furious looking cars. Like, let's bring in like the little Asian looking.
Well, the TC was essentially a not a Corolla. What was it? I got
not a Supra.
No, it wasn't that. Celica. It was the Celica chassis. Okay. That's what it was, and that was the joke. Was TC just stood for Toyota Celica, and the Scion XB was known as the Toyota BB back in Japan, and they even made like a pickup style version of it. They never brought it over here.
Cool.
Yeah, they never brought it
like
over
a K here. Truck,
kind of like a little like micro K truck. But they never brought it over here. And then the second generation XB was the Toyota Rumian over in Japan. It was far uglier looking in Japan on that one than it was here in the States. But I had the second generation XB when they first came out. I loved that car. It was one of the best cars I ever had.
I know that I think the closest thing nowadays would be like the Fiats, like the Fiat 500s, maybe the closest thing in terms of like size, interior. But yeah, we lost a lot of the quirky little fun cars. I don't even think you can buy a Focus anymore in the States. Like Ford just has the Mustang F-150 and a Transit.
Yeah, now you got me curious. I gotta look this up.
You can buy it in Europe, and like I think they stopped making them here.
Cars. Yeah. There's a Mustang, an Escape, a Bronco. There's no.
So they have there's no sedans anymore in Ford. It's just the Mustang.
Yeah.
Like they don't make the Taurus anymore. They don't like, and I think the reason they did that is like either one, they saw the sale metrics, but I thought the Focus was like a really high selling car when they came out with it.
Oh yeah, I still get phone calls about people wanting to buy my Focus, and I'm like, I don't own that anymore.
Oh, my like the dealership I used to go to oil changes for it. I still have it. It's it's in the driveway. It runs still, but I'm like, they're offering me like $10,000 for it. I'm like, I don't think the thing's worth that anymore. Like, is it just because of the fact that no one?
People want old, even older cars too, as opposed to something newer. This is kind of the other thing. I take it back. Toyota makes the Corolla hatchback. That's kind of a neat looking one, and they actually make the GR Corolla hatchback too.
I think Toyota probably, and maybe Mazda. Mazda has some hatchbacks, like the Mazda 3.
Yeah. The Corolla hatchback is a cool looking car. That's kind of the closest to it. I had a Corolla before. I liked it as well. They're not bad cars.
I think I went from Volvo to Jeep, but yeah.
Well,
Sorry for the tangent.
No. I don't think we intended to get so into cars after.
I brought up Top Gear.
I know. We talk about Top Gear, but this you go to Mazda's website. It's not even like cars. It's like they're. I'm not going to even try and look up see what Mazda has. So, anyways, but no, this is. I mean, anybody who loves cars enjoys a show. And even if you have just like, hey, cars are cool, you've had to have seen a few episodes of Top Gear. Very enjoyable show. I like when they have the celebrities run the track too to see who was the best.
Yes, their interview process was really cool. And like towards the end, they were like, Tom Cruise and stuff like that were going there to do the track. I think it was when Night and Day came out, so it was Tom Cruise and
Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz were there, and Will Smith and Margot Robbie. Like towards the end, they were pulling in Mark Wahlberg went there to promote Max Payne. I'm like, oh my god, like that movie needed all the help for you guys.
They didn't film in a Mini Cooper with what was it?
The
Italian job. Yeah, I almost said the bank job, but the Italian
job. They did talk about it, and it's like, how could you not do that over here in Italy? Why'd you film it in California? It's like that was their thing. But I think it's you'll find a lot of car history in it. They do a lot of things about certain things, like the Rover V8. They do go over histories of British cars. I never knew about British Leyland. I didn't know how that worked. I didn't know it was like a communist business to make those cars, the MG, the Austin Healey, and stuff like that. The only reason I know about any of those cars is
I always liked when they did the quirky stuff, though.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. The when they made their own RVs, like they made their own campers.
Not that, but like when they were driving like the micro cars, like the tiniest cars, like always.
The Peel P45 when he drove that around the. Yes.
Just FYI, I'm going to throw this out here. Branson, there's a really cool car museum out in Branson.
Oh, cool.
That's got a lot of neat stuff. Which is only a few hours away from where I live. But yeah, no, it's we could go on for another hour about the show at minimum.
It's a 23 seasons with the original cast, and that's not even counting the ones from the 80s before with Clarkson. So there's 23 seasons, which I think there's like one season you can't find, like season 2. Or something like that. The season where Richard Hammond had his crash, like that season, you cannot find it. I don't think. You see the clips of him coming back, and you can see the clips of the crash. And I mean, God, like that dude had some angel on his shoulder to get through that type of thing, and then go in another accident with a Koenigsegg about 20 years later.
Yeah.
I tried so hard when they were over here doing the Grand Tour where you could sign up to go and see them, because they did one when I was in North Carolina. They were doing it in Nashville, and it was close enough for a drive. So and it was free, but you had a lottery to get into it. Didn't happen. Maybe I'll go visit Clarkson's Daily Squat Farm.
There you go. Well, thank you, Tom, for coming by tonight and sharing your picks with us. Those were, again, all great choices. And I was going to say, it's been a while since you've been on the channel, so it's nice to have you come back. Sadly, it's just me now. No more JT, no more Beard of Liberty. But so far, so good with
grow and change.
Yeah. Well, I'll say so far, so good with the new format. I'm having a lot of fun. As much as though I do miss my co-host. I'm still not used to not having those guys here. But do you have anything new and exciting coming up? I mean, right now, we've got holiday tomorrow. It's Thanksgiving. But anything coming up before Christmas time that you're looking forward to? more in the next
So
year or so?
I am gonna go up to Daytona. They do a Christmas lights in the track. So you go through the tunnels underneath and they
Okay.
do a whole like Christmas light thing. So I plan to do that. It's something like $20. Not a bad thing to do. Sadly, my boat parade from my area got canceled because a guy last year drove around in a car boat drunk and made a bunch of accidents. So they're like, yeah, we're not doing this anymore. So that's sad. So no easy holiday entertainment off my back dock. But I will be at Universal for the holidays of and SeaWorld going through that. In terms of uh, boring life stuff, I have the gutter replacement next week after after Thanksgiving. I so like you have to do a roof and they tear off your gutters and then you have to do your gutters too. It's like all right. I feel like that was just a trap to make me spend more money, but it's like oh yeah, these are terrible gutters and you don't want them pull like I didn't want to go through gutters too, but I guess I'm getting gutters now. So that's I'm at that point like where you got to start putting stuff on because you worry about something flying off in hurricane winds. So it's like, all right, maybe,
Sure.
yeah, okay.
Well, we have to worry about tornadoes here, but I think no matter what, no matter where you live, there is some type of natural disaster that could occur.
I'll take the hurricanes. They give you a good number of days where you can plan.
Sure, sure. Well, I've got all your links in the description of the video, so you can go check Tom out at his channel, The Rogue Attraction. You can find him on X, and then all his link tree that's got his other links. You're very big on Instagram, I know. I know you do TikTok as well, and I think you even have a merch store. So go check Tom, support him, and definitely if you're a fan of Batu, he's always there streaming.
It's what YouTube pushes out for me, which is annoying. I want to go to other places. Trust me.
I'm trying to get him to go to Gatorland. If only I lived in Florida, I'd just be like, "Come on, we're going to Gatorland."
I'll do Gatorland for Christmas. They do a Santa Sasquatch.
Oh, okay.
I can go and do Christmas there.
There you go. I want to see.
Well, thank you for having me too.
I see Tom hold a gator too and eat some gator nuggets.
I will find the picture and post it, but there is a picture of me when I'm about 8 holding a gator and a python, a snake wrapped around my neck from Discovery Island when that existed.
Oh yeah. That was the right. That was the test for Animal Kingdom.
Pretty much.
Yep. Well, very cool. Again, thank you, for being here, and go check out Tom. I will be back next Wednesday. I will actually have, as far as I know, he'll be here. Paulie Latif Slant. I'm excited to have him on the channel and hear about his picks. He'll be back, and then even the following week, I have another guest lined up, but I'll announce that after my show with Paul. But December 3rd, I will be back. But thanks again, Tom. And with that, we are going to say good night. Let me just find where we need to press. Take care and see ya. Goodbye.